to kick things off, just like the title stated, I am turning these stick figures into a anime or action scene from like a manga or something like that. So I actually did the sketch over on my mobile tablet, which I don't have like any recording software on. Well, that's a lie, I do have recording software on, but I don't like recording on it because the capacity of the actual tablet itself, like the memory tablet itself, is pretty dismal until I decide to actually fix that. But I should be able to record off of it in the coming future relatively soon, so look out for that, because I'll be doing a lot of sketching and stuff like that off of this tablet, and it'll just automatically go and beam to my actual PC. But I digress. I sketched out these stick figures over on the tablet, like I said, and that's why I don't have any footage of it. So the first step for me to actually conquer this is to just start drawing essentially. I didn't really have I had like an idea in my head how I wanted this to go, and I just, instead of like thinking way too much about it, I just decided to go into it and do it. I tend to overthink things a lot when it comes to art, and then that's why certain things take way too long, like my comic take way too long. But I do have to relatively or realistically think about that, because the story has to flow in a manner that makes sense. But if you don't know, I do have a comic called Side X Awakening. You can read it over on my website, eldendraws.com, if you want to check it out. I also have commissions and stuff over there. But yeah, like I said, this is one of those pieces where, hey, just do it type of deal. So I started to just do it. My goal / vision for this piece is, like I say, an action scene. So two people starting to like run at each other right before they are about to clash, having that whole speed line coming off of them and everything, making it look very fast paced, very impactful, and very like a moment that is finally about to happen type of deal. And hopefully I can succeed in that by the time I have finished this piece. But that's the overall goal that I am trying to achieve. But in order to do that, sometimes you gotta cheat. Right here is what I like to call an ethical cheating. In that sense, I am just copying, like cutting out, rotoscoping, copying the eyes that I already drew beforehand, and just resizing them and stuff like that to put on the bottom or smaller image. I don't like to do that most of the time, but sometimes it is just helpful to do it just to save some time. I don't do it when I ink, though. When you see me inking, you will see me actually just inking every single piece, so that still gives it its originality. But I do like to sometimes take shortcuts and copy and paste the faces onto the, especially if they are just a scaled up version like as such in this rendition or sketch, so it's just a lot easier to go on to the next step, which would be inking. So this entire piece I was trying to do it off the cuff, off the top of my head, without looking at any references. But I did have to look at a reference for the outfit that the guy on the left has, that's going upwards and not going downwards, because for whatever reason I couldn't just like picture it in my mind, so I had to look up a reference for that. So there's that. But that's the only reference I did the entire time on this piece. I am trying to get more into, like I said earlier, of not just overthinking things, not trying to find references for everything, and just kind of doing things, and just hopefully it turns out the way I want it. And if not, I can just keep on tweaking it until it gets to the way that I want it. I do have a rough understanding of how objects and other things should interact with each other, so I just got to keep on practicing in a way that allows me to draw straight from imagination and not have to look up references over and over again. Even though references can help, sometimes it's just better to just try and go for it instead of trying to get it perfect. With all the sketching said and done, it is time to finally move on to the inking, which is probably my most skilled aspect when it comes to art, is the inking. But before that, did you know I have my own website? Yes, I have my own website, eldendraws.com. Over on eldendraws.com, you can find a myriad of things like pictures, videos, and even my own comic. But more importantly than my own comic at the moment, you can commission me to make a piece custom made just for you. So head over to eldendraws.com if you want a custom piece made just for you, or you want to check out my comic or any other various implementations that I have on that website. Once again, eldendraws.com. You can go over there and commission me to do some art. It might turn up in a video one day. So go over there and support me if you can. Now back to our regularly scheduled video. Now it's time for line art. As you guys know already, line art's pretty much my bread and butter. That's the one thing that I tried to perfect or get close to perfection. I'll probably tweak it in the future when I find something else that I want to add on to my style. But as for now, my line art down pack, pretty much all of it looks quite the same. So it's like a a pretty recognizable that I did it. My line art consists of me doing the inner pieces like a slightly different than the outer. So the inner pieces are all done in the same type of line weight / pressure, and then the outer I make a thicker line around it. There are slight differences when it comes to me tapering off like the points and stuff like that, but for the most part it's always going to be around the same size, unless it's like a really zoomed in type of piece, like where I'm actually line arting or inking the smaller images of them running up running down to each other. I use a smaller brush actually, and that allows me to get into closer, but the outer thickness is the same for both of them. I just go out and make a bigger, thicker line. A lot of people like to use this to cover up their sketchiness when they are drawing, so they will tend to actually draw quicker, a little bit more sloppier, and then use the thicker line to cover up to make it seem like it has like a clean, nice outer appearance, a clean, nice shell. I should probably do that because that would save me a lot of time, but I don't do that. It's clean throughout, and I just pretty much add extra work for myself to create these pieces that I tend to do for my line art. Other than that, it's just pretty much me just, like I said, doing the craft that I'm pretty good at this moment in time. For line art wise, I'm set. I'm good to go. There isn't anything that I need to actually add to my arsenal at the moment. Again, like I said earlier, I will probably add something that I find that is necessary later on in a stage, but as of from right now, I do not need to add anything at the arsenal. So the overall line art of this piece, immaculate in my opinion. Let me know down below if you think so too. But the one thing that I do not do well, in my own opinion, is actually coloring. Coloring is not my strongest suit when it comes to doing my artwork. I am a novice when it comes to coloring. I didn't really have to color that much. The only coloring I could realistically do well is a traditional coloring with Copic markers for whatever reason. But for my visual guidance or whatever, my visual takes of when doing digital art, it doesn't translate over. I do think that it is because different monitors have different different shades of like blues or oranges and stuff like that. So the output doesn't always look the same on certain monitors unless you color correct it, which I don't have a thing to like make a perfect color correction on all my monitors. I wish I did, but it costs money and I don't have it. So coloring is a little bit rougher for me, especially because I don't know the exact style I want to color in. I have a specific style that I color in when I do traditional artwork, but when it comes to digital artwork, I don't have one. I'm just experimenting a lot, as you can see in like past videos. You see me adding more colors and stuff like that, doing more cell shading. I used to do a lot of blending. I'm trying to come up with a coloring scheme where it's a mesh of both and it doesn't look weird. So hopefully I can get that down packed, and then everything will be like Gucci. Everything will be solid, and I won't have to tweak my craft as much, and I can just keep on pumping out pieces at a great quality and a great pace as I get better and better at doing the things that I like doing. Overall, I think this picture turned out really well. I will be throwing up the final images right now. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Bye-bye.